Can you confirm with News Nation that you're running for president?
Boy, that would be a nice confirmation. There'd be a lot of people that would be very upset about that. But I think you're going to be very happy. I think people are going to be very happy at what I do. I was going to do something last night, actually, that would have made the place really happy. And so we're doing it a few days later. And I think people are going to be very happy, very impressed.
To your predecessor, who is about to launch another campaign. So how do you reassure them if that is the reason for their questioning, that the former president will not return, or that his political movement, which is still very strong, will not once again take power in the United States?
Well, we just have to demonstrate that he will not take power.
In order to make America great and glorious again, I am tonight announcing my candidacy for President of the United States.
There's breaking news out of Palm Beach, Florida. Former President Trump says his Mar-a-Lago home there is being raided by the FBI.
For the first time ever, a former president of the United States has been indicted.
Former President Donald Trump indicted for a second time.
A federal grand jury indicted former President Donald Trump. It marks the third time the former president has been indicted.
Breaking news on former President Trump. He's been indicted for the fourth time in 5 months.
Breaking news, this is an image that will be in the history books. This is the mugshot of the 45th President of the United States.
The optics of this is working to his advantage. Look.
Breaking news from Colorado, where the state Supreme Court has just disqualified former President Donald Trump.
Donald Trump found guilty on all 34 felony counts.
The total initiative relative to what we're going to do with more Border Patrol and more asylum officers.
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either. Take a look at what happened.
The next president of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
I proudly accept your nomination for president of the United States.
Let Trumpomania run wild, brother!
So I've decided the best way forward is to pass the torch to a new generation.
She's going to my philosophy now. In fact, I was going to send her a MAGA hat. They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats.
Investigation underway after the second assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump.
As I was saying,
as you can see, I'm not just MAGA, I'm dark MAGA.
Get in there.
Let's go! I want to be a whale psychiatrist.
I'm going for a job right now at McDonald's. I really wanted to do this all my life.
I've now worked for 15 minutes more than Kamala.
The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters.
How do you like my garbage truck? This truck is in honor of Kamala and Joe Biden.
Here are our first projections. There, NBC News projects that Donald Trump has won the presidential election in Kentucky, Indiana. In West Virginia, Donald Trump is the winner. Florida, Tennessee, Missouri, Alabama, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Arkansas, Texas, North Dakota, South Dakota. NBC News also projects a winner in the Wyoming presidential race, Mississippi, Louisiana, Ohio, Kansas, Utah, Montana, Iowa, the state of Nebraska in the presidential contest, Idaho. The first swing state is North Carolina, going to Donald Trump. Donald Trump has prevailed in the presidential race in Georgia. Pennsylvania. NBC now projects he is the winner of Michigan and its 15 electoral votes.
Donald Trump is the winner in Alaska, picking up 3 more electoral votes.
Donald Trump has won the state of Wisconsin. He is the winner of this race and will return to the White House as this country's 47th president.
Hey, look what happened. Is this crazy?
What's going on, everybody? Welcome into CobraCast 199. I am your host, Jeremy Prime, Mage of the 199, and I am happy to see all of you here tonight. And honestly, I think we needed that intro tonight. Shout out to Cap and Cheese for that one. We needed that intro because of all the stuff that's been going on. I think a lot of people have lost focus on the fact that we've just, nearly completed this journey that will be ending and then a new beginning on January 20th. That's where we are right now. And so that kind of puts it in perspective. It was a hell of a journey that we all were on. President Trump led the charge. And I miss it. I miss the rallies. I miss the speculation. I miss the live streams, all of that. But it was necessary. We got here. Now we're only about 3 weeks away from January 20th, and it's going to be absolutely insane. And but we already got some gifties flying in the chat. What's up, peeps in the house? A bunch of muted comments. Flag Ninja with 10 gifted memberships. Brock says, remember to drink water. Stay hydrated. Of course, Brock. Of course. There we go. Jacoby dropped 10 gifted memberships as well. Thank you, Jacoby. Drew Barr with the member message. Eric says, thanks, Jeremy. Because of you, I now have to wait a week for the next Landman episode. Best show on TV. Phenomenal. I love it so much. I think we've got, 2 episodes left until the season ends. But yes, I highly recommend Landman. If you're not watching Landman, if you're looking for something to watch, that's something I highly recommend. It is fantastic. So, let's see. Your Army says 7 days till happy January 6th. That's right. Dude, we've got multiple big days in January. We've got multiple big days. This is an exciting time. We've got our national holiday of January 6th. We're going to celebrate January 6th. And then we're going to celebrate January 20th. It's going to be a wild month, to say the least. So, I can't wait. We got the new year about to roll in. Twitter is an absolute shit show, as what my thumbnail basically says. Chef Nick Nero says frozen homosexual muted. Got all of them in there. Happy birthday. Oh, it's not my birthday yet. Not my birthday yet. Disarray says Landman is awesome. It is an awesome show. It's I do like Taylor Sheridan's stuff for the most part. I did start watching the show Lioness with Zoe Saldana. Zoe Saldana has a great personality when she's Gamora. I mean, yes, really much approved. Outside of that, she's fine. She's an attractive chick, but when she's Gamora, she's hot. I watched like the first 20 minutes of Lioness, and I didn't like what they were doing. People tell me Lioness is good, but I gave up after 20 minutes. Because, like, there's some chick that's, like, going through basic training, and they're saying, like, she scored higher than, like, most of the men in Marines and stuff like that. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here? So I don't know if I need to kind of, if you have to get through a bunch of the bullshit at first, I don't know, but I didn't like that. Because number one, you got Zoe Saldana, who's in charge of all of these grown-ass men in a war setting. The first episode, you got Zoe Saldana. She's in charge of all these men in a war setting, okay? And then the next scene is this woman that we have to follow, and they're telling us that I think she's going through in the Marines. So she's going through basic, and they're saying that this woman scored not only higher than all the women, but she scored higher than a lot of the men. And I'm like, okay, whatever. But people tell me it's good. So I don't know. We'll see. But as much as I do like Taylor Sheridan stuff, that was a little tough to get through. I was like, I don't like where this is going. Jacoby says mutated. So we've evolved it from muted to mutated. So there we go. Let's see. Thank you, Jacoby, for also the gifted memberships as well. Zinni Biscuit says the Christmas season doesn't start till December 25th, and it doesn't stop till February 2nd. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. There we go. Indy Eye says Jimmy Carter finally died. Yeah, I mean, that still means he can vote Democrat in 4 years, though. So don't worry. Jimmy Carter can still vote for Democrats in 4 years in the next presidential election. So not a big deal for the Democrats. So that's obviously it's sad. Jimmy Carter passed away 100 years old. But the good news is in 4 years, he still can vote Democrat. So there you go. So it's not really that big of a loss for the Democrats. Let's see here. Jeremy still hasn't gotten my super chat, which was the first super chat. Says Jeremy Fat. Really? I never saw it. Oh, you did send the first one, and it was $1, and that's it. Jeremy Fat for $1. For $1. Thank you. I didn't see that one. I'm sorry, but you see, I do read the chat. But look, obviously my thumbnail today is, man, Twitter is just an absolute shit show right now, and it's not slowing down. And just to join in on the fun, Danky did this. If I had to see it, everyone else had to see it. This is a cursed image. So I do not apologize at all. This is probably the least offensive thing that's happened on Twitter in the past 24 hours. But there you go with that one. So, yeah, enjoy that one, I guess. That's Danky's fault. So, you know, if you got a problem with it, you got to take that up with Danky. But that is a very, very cursed image right there. That is just horrible. Like, what in the hell is oh my goodness. But yeah, I made a statement earlier. And of course I got people just, you know, after me like crazy. So I made this statement here and I'm like, when you remember that nearly the entire world was locked down over the common flu, it's not hard to believe that a lot of the infighting going on right now is being motivated by an op. Trump won, MAGA won, January 20th. That's what I'm focused on. And of course, I had people come. Like, it doesn't matter what you say on Twitter. You're going to have people coming for your throat. And that's just the reality of it. Welcome to the internet. And so, you know, people are like, oh, you think Elon's behind it? I'm like, I don't. I think Elon is the reason that it's happening. And I've said that on stream. I think that Elon has actually lit this fire. And he's not doing anything but fanning the flames even more. And the left is latching onto it. The mainstream media is latching onto it. And we're seeing that across the board. And just to give you kind of like a little bit of like an example of what the media does is they are liars and they're manipulators. This is who they are. This is what they do. So right here, the media narrative versus reality. I have a gut feeling that the relationship between Trump and Elon is very strong considering Trump's responses or lack thereof during the immigration debate. So this is what the media post. Trump is annoyed, insiders say, shadow President Elon Musk starting to irritate Donald Trump. That was today. Guess what else today? Donald Trump tweets out Elon Musk's tweet. So the media is lying about this. The media is lying and spinning things and twisting things to try to continue that divide. So, of course, that's my point. That doesn't mean that Elon and Vivek didn't start this whole thing, because they certainly did. And not only did they start it, Elon kept it going and kept it going to a ridiculous level until what it seems like Elon got the call. And it seems like Elon got the call because he basically made a statement that, you know, the H-1B visas need to be reformed and things like that. But like, that's not what you were saying, you know? And then all of a sudden it seemed like he got the call. Okay, good. It's over then. So that's not going away. Like, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. And everybody's upset about it. And that's just that's the nature of what's going on right now. And it's weird because I want you all to realize that we were this close to this being what we were going to be facing as a country very soon if Kamala Harris won. Look at this right here, okay? This is in California. This is the Democrat way of life right here.
So I'm on the outside of this glass partition between two aisles that actually section off this area. And as you look around, you'll see several products that range from first aid, detergents, health and beauty, and more. We also checked out ourselves to see how it all works. So there's actually a cashier inside. You pay for your product, and they'll put a sticker on it right here to show you paid.
What? So if you've ever been to a lot of these big cities, you know, they have everything locked up. You just don't even have the freedom to shop anymore because these crime-ridden cities, these Democratic strongholds, there's so much crime that they literally just lock everything up. And it's like a third world fucking country. That's what we were nearly facing if Kamala Harris won. That's what the United States would have become. But instead, we've got Donald Trump about to take office very soon. And that makes me happy. And it's going to take some time for them to get everything in order. But as a person that followed Trump in 2016, and obviously voted for Trump in 2016 and voted for him in 2020 and voted for him in 2024, I have never seen Trump more focused and his team more structured than I have now. It just seems like night and day with the Trump that went into 2016 into office versus the Trump that's going into office now. It's night and day. They're far more unified. They're far more organized, and Trump is far more focused. And that is a fact. 100% fact. And just so you are aware, the people that are behind a lot of this stuff, this is what they were saying. This is what they were saying.
Listen, I have a couple of things to think about for tomorrow, everybody. Number one, Trump's going to lose. He's going to lose badly. He's going to be wrecked. I don't know what the electoral college count's going to be at the end of this, but it's going to get loud and it's going to get hard for him. Their panic is extraordinary. Their events in Georgia and North Carolina are basically about as well attended as a Pokemon card trading convention in Ass Crack, Alabama. This is a campaign in freefall. It's really, really fucked up. And I have, from a reliable source inside the Trump campaign, that Chris LaCivita was thrown off the Trump travel plane by Corey Lewandowski yesterday. He's denying it to reporters, but it's true. And we've got you got a campaign ending in chaos, and you got another campaign that was able to deploy 90,000 volunteers to knock on 3 million doors. Guys, the better campaign is going to win this one.
These are the people that are very upset right now. Now, this is, what's his name? He's behind the Lincoln Project. I can't remember this guy's name. Chat's going to be able to tell me here in just a minute. It's Rick something, I think. What's his name? Rick. I'm waiting for the chat to tell me. But this guy is very, very upset right now. And he represents Rick Wilson. There it is. Rick Wilson. He's behind the Lincoln Project. They have been after Trump for nearly a decade now. They are very angry at what's happened. If you think that the Democrats, the people that helped push a global pandemic, the people that have been behind Black Lives Matter, the people that are behind all of this shit, if you think they're just sitting around just being like, Trump won, we'll get him next time, they're not. They're not doing that. That's not what they do. These are very evil, deranged people who are very frustrated that Donald Trump is walking into office far more structured, organized, and focused than he's ever walked in. So they're doing everything they can to spin things out of control. Again, I'm not saying people aren't legitimately mad and bothered, and there's a healthy debate going on, but holy fuck, dude, the amount of shit I'm seeing online right now is absolutely crazy. It's insane. And I'm like, reminder, we did win. Trump takes office in a few weeks. It's wild. So anyway, never put anything past the Democrats. The Democrats will always manipulate, always twist things, and always lie. That is who they are. And so my focus will be on January 20th moving forward. Okay, where are we at here? Eric K says Zoe gets naked. I think that's one of the Simps like it. Just a guess. Wait, so Zoe Zeldana gets naked in Lioness? I got motivation to watch now. Okay, I can struggle through the identity politics bullshit. All right, fire it back up. We're watching Lioness. Here we go. Sold. Reagan says, Merry Halloween. Merry Halloween. Grand Potato says, mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the figgiest of them all? Shadow Singer says, doing what to your throat, Jeremy? What? I saw Jacoby with 10 more gifted memberships. Let's go. Look at that, man. Gifties are flying around here. That's what's up. We do have a couple things to talk about, like some more clips and stuff like that. and some news topics that I wanted to bring up that I think definitely need to be addressed. No PhD Coyote says that Elon and Vivek did it to make you sound off. They knew it would be controversial and you would send discontent in the form of disgruntled elections. What? I don't buy this 5D chess stuff, man. I really don't. Like, I think that Vivek stepped in it big time and it seemed like he shut up. I think Elon, I love Elon Musk. Elon Musk is an autistic billionaire with a giant ego. Elon is not let's see. Oh, electrons. I'm sorry. Did I say elections? I'm sorry. Electrons. Anyway, but I don't buy in this 5D chess bullshit. Okay. Just like with Trump, everybody says Trump's playing 5D chess. No, he's not. Trump doesn't play 5D chess. Trump plays to his gut. And whatever his gut tells him to do, and he's really good at it. And, you know, that he's always said this, by the way. Like, Trump doesn't read. He doesn't do mega research. He doesn't do any of that stuff. He just goes with the flow. He's said this many times. If you watch him, I'm not saying Trump isn't smart, because he's obviously a very smart person, but he's not playing 5D fucking chess like a lot of Trump fans think he is. Just not. And with Elon and Vivek, they stepped in it, and that's why Elon backed off. It's clear he got the phone call. And it's clear that Donald Trump said, I'm not getting involved in this because it's not important right now. I've got a lot of other things to focus on. Let's see. Landschneck Zackass says, Jeremy, you should look into the Lady in the Dark. There are standouts. But I will say, when I went through basic, there was a guy who did over 100 push-ups and was doing the worm. Favoritism exists. Well, I'm not saying that it can't exist. What I'm saying, though, is when it starts out, again, I'm a fan of Zoe Saldana, great personality. When it starts out with Zoe Saldana being in charge, and all of these like big alpha male dudes are basically having to take orders from her, and then we have this emotional moment that happens, and then the next thing is that we get this backstory on another girl, and this other girl is better than all the men too. At that point, I'm like 30 minutes into this, and I'm like, so just all the women are the badasses, and this big badass men are a bunch of fucking meathead dumbasses. I didn't like it. So we'll see. Let's see. Biker Angelo says Linus had a ridiculously unrealistic opening. Agreed. So that's what I'm asking. So should I just continue on? Is it worth it if I power through? Because I do like Taylor Sheridan. I like a lot of his stuff, but that was a little like, really? So let's see. Zoe is the second highest paid actress, you know. Is she? I mean, she's awesome. She is awesome. Sounds woke. That would annoy me too. Yeah, I mean, let's see. Watch it. I'm not watching that shit. Do not watch it. I also watched the movie. I don't know why I watched this movie. I was bored scrolling through Netflix, and there was this movie called Reptile. Has anyone heard of this movie? It's got Benicio del Toro, Justin Timberlake, and Alicia Silverstone. I have not heard Alicia Silverstone's name since I enjoyed watching her in the Aerosmith videos. If you know, you know. If you're my age, you know. And I don't have to go into specifics, but if you know, you know. It's a very, very, very slow movie. It's a detective movie. It's not a great movie. It's not a bad movie. It's just a slightly above average movie. But if you like detective movies, it's a very slow burn. So don't expect like some grandiose action or anything like that. But it's an above average detective movie. So it was all right. It was all right. But Alicia Silverstone and the Aerosmith videos back in the day, that was some good times. Okay, let's see. Look at there. Adrian Curry in the house. It's a bunch of gay grifters. Look at that. What's up, Adrian? How you doing? Thank you for the member message. Mar Millen says the diddler there has a point. The better campaign did win. That is true. That is true. Let's see here. Where are we at? Teresa Young says, Happy New Year to all. Hail the 199. Thank you, Teresa Young. You've been following forever. Dragon Warrior says, hey, Jeremy, do you know if Gary has played Batman Arkham? Those games are amazing. The definitive Batman, also Batman animated series. Yo, chat 199. I think he has tried to play them a little bit. I've told Gary 100 times that he should play the Arkham games. They are the definitive Batman games. I mean, I've told him this many times. So it would be gold if Gary just played through Arkham Asylum and then Arkham City on stream. It would be top tier gaming right there. It would be top tier. And yeah, I mean, I still prefer Arkham Asylum personally, although I do acknowledge that City is the better game. It's the better Batman experience overall. But I like the tighter story and the tighter kind of narrative driven nature of Arkham Asylum. I just it's a smaller, more contained story, and I like it more. Epic Reader says, Happy New Year's Eve. Hail the Fellowship. Thank you. No Identity Music becomes a new member. Thank you so much. Where are we at over here on now? We're live on Rumble, we're live on Locals, and we're live on YouTube. I knew as soon as I said that I like the tighter story, I knew that. You know what? Let's see. Hang on. Curtis says kids play games. Men play Fortnite. Curtis, you wouldn't know anything about being a grown-ass man, though, right? Men also play Mario Kart, like the true alpha males we are. All right? So, there you go. Hope you're doing well, though, Curtis. You're watching a guy that created a fucking company called Geeks Gamers. Kind of retard are you? Anyway. All right, next up on the list of things to do. This guy that created Geeks Gamers. I need to inform him that children play games. All right, so this whole thing, I don't know what's going to happen with this Canada thing. All right, I have no idea. But Kevin O'Leary seems very, very focused on this. So let's listen to Kevin O'Leary. If you don't know, Donald Trump, not once, not twice, not a few times, like more than several times now, has said that Canada should become the 51st state, and that he keeps referring to Justin Trudeau as governor of the great 51st state, Canada. I don't understand the logistics in all of this. I have no idea. But this is what Kevin O'Leary has to say about it.
Kevin, we understand you're headed to Mar-a-Lago to meet with President-elect Trump. You have said you want to broker a deal that will create an economic union between the U.S. and Canada. Is that right?
Yes, there's no reason to be fighting. We've been talking about this for decades, and I think the time is right. What I did, and I've been doing this now for about 48 hours, and I'm getting a lot of feedback from the Canadian public. I enjoy a very large social media following there. So I said to them, look, what deal do you want? And they definitely don't want to give up their sovereignty, but they really want to explore this idea of an economic union, because Canada, but you think about the 40 million people, size of California, unlimited resources, unlimited power, unlimited gas, unlimited water, unlimited lumber, unlimited everything. And they're not stupid. They're thinking, wait a second, what if we had free trade east, west, north, south? And we put all our resources in, instead of squabbling on our own border between Canada and the United States, and put all that money up into protecting ourselves against the Chinese and the Russians up north. That all makes sense to Canadians. They just don't want to give up their sovereignty, just like somebody born in Louisiana doesn't want to be born somewhere else. They want to say, look, I was born in Calgary, whatever. But the way to solve for that is a passport, no different than the EU. Any American get it, any Canadian can get it, get the background check. They're starting to like that idea a lot more than the idea of selling out the whole country.
Well, it'd be interesting to see what kind of headway you can make with the president-elect. I feel like he would be open to something like that.
I think he's a great negotiator, and he throws out these outlandish ideas.
This is right here. This is the genius of Trump right here. What Kevin O'Leary says, this is Trump to a T.
Like he would be open to something like that.
I think he's a great negotiator, and he throws out these outlandish ideas, and then what falls through the cracks is the winning stuff. I really think the two countries should get together, and I'm licking my chops at the opportunity of being involved, because right now we've got a leadership that's collapsing. Justin Trudeau is on his way out, so for the next 5 months, there's a void in Ottawa. As I like to say, thank goodness I'm here.
So the thing is I'm not going to pretend to understand the details of how this could or could go or whatever. I mean, ultimately, if Donald Trump really wants this to happen, I think he can make this happen with tariffs, and he can basically cripple Canada. I also think that him doing something like this is something that will never be forgotten, and it will be symbolic and everything like that. I don't know. I mean, it feels like the demographics of Canada negatively would impact the United States of America from a voter standpoint. That's what it feels like to me. I don't feel like Canada is truly like a 50-50, country. I feel like Canada's probably like 60-40 Democrat lefties. I don't feel like Canada's like, I don't feel like it's 50-50. So of course, if you bring 40 million people, just for the equivalent, or just for comparison, I think California has between 30 and 40 million people as an entire state, and Canada as an entire country has 40 million people. So it's a lot of people, but it's more of like this land than anything. It's an insane amount of land. 75-25, think so. Gary says, no, Canada is on their own. It would be like taking another California. Yeah. So, I mean, the only difference is that one guy, that Pierre guy, he's crushing Trudeau now in the polls, apparently. And he's more of like a conservative figure, all that. But it seems very complicated. And I just don't know from a demographic standpoint, I just don't know how it benefits the United States of America moving forward. That's how I look at it. Pierre is one man. Wait, hang on. Let's see. Pierre is one man. Well, I get it, but if he's crushing Trudeau in the polls, what I'm talking about from that perspective is just from a demographic argument. And again, I don't really understand it. So like, of the 40 million people in Canada, how many of them are actually voting right now? I know Alberta is kind of referenced as like the Texas of Canada. How many people from that area actually go out and vote? How many are vocal? Things like that. I mean, there's a lot of nuance that goes along with this that I just don't know the answer to. But it's interesting. You've got the Panama Canal, you've got Greenland, you've got Canada, and Trump has his eye on all of them. And I just don't think, I think Trump wants it. I do. I think Trump wants it to happen. So if he wants it to happen, he may make it happen. But I don't know what that looks like. And I think that it's far more complicated than just, something as simple as that. But with Kevin O'Leary, who's from Canada, expressing his interest in it, he's going to go to Mar-a-Lago. He's going to be talking to Trump. Although, what's that guy's name? This is, I was watching an interview with him earlier. Let me go to my history right here. So this guy right here, the Pierre guy, okay? The way he answers this is perfect. And this guy seems like this guy should be running Canada.
And by the leader of the official opposition and the leader of the Conservative Party of Canada.
Viewers.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you too, the show.
Great to be with you, and Merry Christmas to you and your viewers.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you too. Before we get started, I just want to set the table for our conversations. Canadians are very familiar with your messaging, and obviously it's working for you. You're enjoying a 20-point lead in the polls. But what I'm not familiar with, what Canadians aren't as familiar with, is your relationship with the incoming president, Donald Trump. How would you describe your relationship with him right now?
Well, I don't have one right now because I'm not the prime minister. I've been very conscientious about putting the country first and avoiding dividing the message. So that said, I have the strength and the smarts to stand up for this country. And my message to incoming President Trump is that first and foremost, Canada will never be the 51st state of the U.S. We have a heroic history, a great people, and a very proud future ahead of us. And the president has raised concerns about our border and the government's destruction of our military. Well, we should reinforce our border to stop fentanyl, guns, stolen cars, not just for President Trump, but for our own people after 9 years of Trudeau losing control of the border. And we need to rebuild our military to protect our continent and our country against Chinese and Russian.
It's not a bad answer. It's not a bad answer at all. I don't think it's smart to tell Donald Trump, with you having a country that is so reliant upon whatever Donald Trump does. From what the little bit I've seen from this guy, I like him, but it's not a good idea to tell Donald Trump that my message to President Trump is that Canada will never be, when Donald Trump has consistently been saying that and he won't let it go. It's not a good idea.
And submarines and spy balloons, terrorists, and other risks, and we should rebuild that military with a warrior culture, not a woke culture.
Play the whole video? Okay, I will. And again, he's talking about not wanting woke culture and all that. So again, don't get caught up on the thing he said about Trump. This guy seems very legit, and he seems like the right guy that should be running Canada.
And we should rebuild that military with a warrior culture, not a woke culture. Finally, on the trade issue, what I'd say to President Trump is, look, yeah, we have a trade surplus with you, but that's because we're basically donating you our raw materials and letting American workers profit from $100 billion of underpriced Canadian oil and gas. So they get the money and the jobs. I would be more than happy to bring that home. And that's why I will repeal all the insane anti-energy and anti-resource laws the NDP Liberals have passed, so we can liquefy, upgrade, and transport our own natural resources and bring powerful paychecks home for our people.
What would your approach then be, Mr. Poilievre? Would it be more like Premier Ford, who says, look, retaliatory measures, we're going to turn out the lights if you can't negotiate with us fairly? Or would it be more like Premier Smith, who's saying, look, whatever you need at the borders, we'll even make our own security team if it will help with tariffs? Which approach seems more fitting with yourself?
Look, President Trump is a deal maker. He's became a highly successful billionaire in the most ruthless real estate market in the world, New York. So he wants a deal. And my belief is that he wants America to win. There's no question. But I want to show him that Canada can win at the same time. He will put America first. I will put Canada first, which is new and different.
I respect this guy's answers. So, I mean, you have to show strength. And I think that he knows that Trump appreciates strength. And so these are good answers. These are really good answers. And he's also campaigning, by the way, just so we're clear. He is campaigning too.
And I believe that we have overlapping interests and values. And I can say to the president, look, if we get richer in Canada because of our trade with you, we'll have a bigger, stronger military that protects your northern flank. We'll buy more of your goods, and we'll supply you with the strategic minerals you need to secure America. So in other words, we can both put our respective and separate countries first while ensuring that both sides of the border win big.
I know you value common sense with the Conservatives. Common sense, if you're looking south of the border, would say maybe don't put 25% tariffs on your largest trading partner.
That's right.
Tell me
That's
more.
Not common sense.
Yeah, so tell me more again about this common sense of the Conservative versus America first.
Like I said, I'm Canada first. I'm going to be fighting for our country. And that includes things I will do here. You know what else doesn't make sense? The tariff that Trudeau and the NDP Liberals are imposing on Canada. Called the carbon tax. They plan to quadruple it to 61 cents a liter. Can you imagine?
So this guy's legit. And so I know a lot of you have asked, like, is this the guy with the apple? Yes, this is him right here. This is where he kind of got a lot of traction on social media where he just destroys this ridiculous reporter right here.
They struggle to actually find young people to do work. And of course, housing is a problem and healthcare is a problem. As was mentioned earlier, the hospital here gets closed quite frequently. Nothing to do with vaccinations, I don't believe. It's a doctor issue. It's more a shortage of doctors. So what do you do in the meantime? I mean, you've got lots of plans for building houses, etc. But in the sort of immediate spectrum, what do you do to
create a Blue Seal test to quickly license the 20,000 immigrant doctors we have in Canada? Many of them are prevented from ever working, and they give up on getting a job as a doctor, and they end up taking low-wage work for the rest of their lives. I'm proposing a simple Blue Seal testing standard that would apply right across Canada. Take the test, get the license, get to work within 60 days.
I think this is the clip right here that everybody likes, though. This 2 minutes right here.
You're obviously taking the populist pathway.
What does that mean?
Well, appealing to people's more emotional levels, I would guess. I mean, certainly you tap very strong ideological language quite frequently.
Like what?
Left wing, this and that, right wing. I mean, it's that type of ideological spectrum.
I never really talk about left or right.
Anyways, I
don't really believe in that.
Okay, a lot of people would say that you're simply taking a page out of the Donald Trump book.
Like which people would say that?
Well, I'm sure a great many Canadians, but
like who?
I don't know who, but
you're the one who asked the question, so yeah. You must know somebody.
Okay, I'm sure there's some out there, but anyways, the point of this question is, I mean, why should Canadians trust you with their vote, given
So that's kind of the gist of it right there. I don't want to spend too much time on Canadian politics, obviously, but I do think that a lot of this ties into what is going to happen with Trump and how he's going to play this whole thing. I think overall his answers, Pierre's answers, were very good. They were what a leader should be answering, especially considering that he's actively running and campaigning in Canada. And he also has to show that President Trump that I am a strong leader. So I think he was in a really tough spot and his answers were really good. He's going to have to deal with Daddy Trump soon if he gets in power, and he can cross that bridge when he wants to. But I guarantee you, he can't talk like that to Trump in a negotiation situation because Trump has all the power and he has none. And so I'm sure that will change in time. We got a $50 super chat from Mark of Reality on the Canada issue. If you want to get a good perspective on them, you might consider speaking with the YouTuber named Jasmine Lane. She's a former right-wing news reader chick and talks about Canadian politics all the time. Noted. I mean, I'm interested in it because Trump is clearly interested in it. And I don't know what when he first made the joke to Trudeau, I mean, that was him just like flexing on Trudeau. Like, Trudeau, you're a bitch. I'm the man. And maybe it's just him flexing on Trudeau and basically making a fool of Trudeau right now. But he said it so many times now, and then he's trying to get Wayne Gretzky to run for prime minister. So I'm not really sure what Trump's play is right now. But thank you, Mark of Reality. I appreciate it. Jacoby is just dropping insane gifties tonight, man. Holy crap. The chat is loving it, Jacoby. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Eva01 says, can't wait for this 2024 Twitter drama to blow over so we can finally start looking forward to the future. January 20th can't come soon, any sooner. It's going to be a wild day, and I will be live all day long, January 20th, live all day long. Christopher Nolan for $5. Look at that. Tenet is a movie you can watch forwards and backwards, and it's still the same movie. I don't think Tenet's a good movie, Mr. Nolan. I think Tenet's a pretty fucking weird movie, and it's maybe I'm just not smart enough to understand it though. So there you go. But yeah, we're gonna all day MLM. I probably will watch Tenet again at some point. I've watched it twice, and it's just way too difficult, man. So yeah, we'll see. Ken Lipson says, can I make a request for WCW versus NWO on N64 behind you on the screen? Yes, you can. And I will see if I can make that happen for Tuesday night's main event tomorrow. I'll see if I can make that happen for Tuesday night's main event tomorrow. Done. Jacoby dropped 20 gifted memberships. What is going on tonight? Holy crap. Thank you. Those gifties are flying, baby. Force Geek says Canada state gives Democrats more power, right? In terms of demographics, yes. From what I understand. And again, I am speaking from an ignorant standpoint. So from what I understand from a Canadian demographic standpoint, yes, Canada becoming a state would give Democrats more voters. F and Dave says Canada is chock full of libs. We do not want to add them to the states. Eric for 10 says, imagine being a lib that moved to Canada because Trump won and then Trump. It would be worth it. It would be worth it just for this. Imagine being a lib that moved to Canada because Trump won. Then Trump buys Canada. Welcome back to America. Holy shit. That would be the greatest thing ever. CG87343 says, bad idea. Canada being a state. We'd add more liberals, senators, and representatives. If anything, make it a territory like Puerto Rico or do an EU-style thing for travel. Trump should get Greenland, though. Yeah, and I think that's kind of where Kevin O'Leary's going with it, I think. Eric Heffelfinger says, the North Territories and West Coast of Canada would be good. We would connect Alaska to the lower 48, making all those resources easier to transport. There are, from a resources standpoint, an energy standpoint, there's a ton of advantages, a ton from that standpoint. Grand Potato says, Canadian oil, my behind. Canada has been stealing oil from Anwar for decades, just like Kuwait did in Iraq. They have to have a way to drill sideways under the border. Phil for 10 says, strategic trade and security importance around the Arctic area involving Canada, Alaska, Greenland, and Russia. Trump's not messing around. That's the whole thing right now. That's where I'm at. That's why I don't think Trump got involved in the Twitter drama over the last week. I'm telling you, man, Trump's going to pull some shit on January 20th. I don't think we're ready for what he's going to do. Trump is ready. He's going in there balls to the wall. You got to remember last time, and chat, you can refresh my memory. I don't remember how many executive orders Trump signed on day one in 2016. I know that was a lot. Not like, it wasn't like a record, I don't think, or maybe it was. I know he signed some executive orders, but do we remember how many? You got to remember, though, man, he was going into office as a complete novice, not knowing this world. This dude is walking into office locked, cocked, and ready to unload. Like, Trump is not fucking around. He's got 4 years to make America great again, and he's not going to waste a day. He's not going to waste a second. So 27 or so, 10 or 15. I don't think it was 27. Maybe it was, though. I honestly can't remember. I know he flipped a lot. He flipped a lot of the Obama stuff, and that pissed off the Democrats big time. Maybe it was more than 27, though. I honestly can't remember. But yeah, he's going in there now, and he is ready. He is ready to kick ass and take names. Ministry of Wrong Things says, let's be real. Canada should be the 51st state is obviously a joke. Dude would never win prime minister if he said, yeah, I will give up my country. Nobody respect that if the roles were reversed. So here's the thing. I have been a fan of Donald Trump for a long time. I was a fan of him as, just a reality TV show host and just a personality in general. When Donald Trump started floating the idea of the 2015, 2016 campaign, I thought it was a joke. I was like, is he selling a book? Is he got another building he's opening? Is he got another business so he needs to promote? I didn't think he was serious. I thought he was working a gimmick. I believe The Apprentice was still like a thing at this point in time, or it was around the time where The Apprentice had just ended or something like that. You could think Trump's joking. I thought Trump was joking the first few times he mentioned the Canada thing. I'm not sure he's joking about Canada. That's why I'm interested in it, because I don't think he's joking. He'll usually throw a joke here, a joke there. He has not let this shit go. Now, in terms of like the rest of it, yes, for him to answer the way he did, that was exactly how he needed to answer it. You know, because if you said, oh yeah, I'm going to get elected and give Donald Trump, you know, Canada, like, of course he needed to come from a place of power on that. He's half joking. He probably is half joking. And that's the point. He's halfway joking. This is Donald Trump, the greatest deal maker in history, the greatest negotiator in history. Donald Trump wants his legacy to be that he took over Canada and Greenland and the Panama Canal. He wants this. Honestly, I wouldn't. He'll put a bunch of Trump towers there after he's done as president. Like, I'm telling you, man, don't underestimate the MAGA king. All right, don't do it. Andrew CR says, get Canadian Bear to talk about Canada politics. Yeah, we need the Canadian Bear to tell us all about it. Metal Gear says he is not joking. He always has intentions behind everything he does. This is true. And to be fair, the intentions just could be to negotiate more difficultly with Canada or to put them in a tougher position. That could be part of it. Trump could be just like, I'm going to go all in on this Canada being the 51st state because we have some serious negotiating to do, and I want to put them on their heels because that is a classic negotiation tactic. You're obviously the power player. You're coming at it from a powerful standpoint, and maybe you don't realistically think that you're going to make Canada the 51st state, but if you're putting it out there over and over and over again, and then all of a sudden the negotiation starts, and they're on the other side going, is this guy serious? If he's serious, if we get out of here with not being the 51st state, that's a win. And Trump's a master at that. Laughing Man's complaining. Why is Laughing Man complaining? What did I do now, Laughing Man? I just saw you complaining. Jacoby with 10 more gifted memberships. Let's freaking go. Holy crap, man. How many of you dropped tonight? That's a lot of gifted memberships. Lying Dog Face Pony Soldier with a gifted membership. Thank you. Sweet Potato Knight says, go talk to Viva Fry about Canada politics. Yeah, Viva's good people. I haven't talked to Viva in a while. I'd like to talk to Viva about all this, see what he thinks. It will be interesting though, but I think we need to be prepared for Trump to go into office, and I'm telling you, man, there's going to be a lot. He's going to do things that we probably were not even planning on. He's going to blow people's minds with this whole scenario. Real quick, this was an hour ago, and I don't know if there's any more details. We have emergency crews on the scene after 6 people were injured in a mass shooting in the very, very safe gun-free zone of New York. How can this happen? How would this happen in New York? How could this happen in a blue city? Why would a criminal bring a gun when they're told they can't have guns? Criminals follow. Obviously, I don't want to make light of a situation that's terrible. It's obviously a tragedy. It's terrible. It's very terrible. So, let's see. So, and then there was something about a kid that got hurt too. Let me see if I find it. Yeah, among the victims, a 12-year-old child, highlighting the incident. And no arrests have been made at this time. Now, again, that was about an hour ago. And we'll see. I hope that obviously the child is okay. It says the child was it injured, or did the child die? So again, New York, Chicago, every fucking weekend we hear about these things in these blue areas, and you know, they're still letting the terrible Democrats in power just ruin those cities. But hey, at least you put Donald Trump on trial in New York. At least you got Donald Trump on trial. But now we've got a 12-year-old kid that's been affected by a mass shooting. Jesus. It's freaking sick, man. So prayers to that child for sure and that family. But yeah, it's frustrating when we're constantly hearing about the same song and dance in the same blue areas. Eventually people in these areas need to do something about it. Let's see right here. This is just to touch on this subject earlier because I did talked about this, but so it's Pierre Poilievre, I don't know how you say it, predicted to be the next Prime Minister of Canada, replacing Justin Trudeau. Polymarket has it at a 92%. 92% that he will be the next Prime Minister of Canada. Interesting. So Justin Trudeau might actually, again, why would you want to replace Justin Trudeau, man? Why would you want to do that? I mean, this guy clearly has everything going for him. Okay. See if I can find it. Here we go.
Never apologize for standing up for an LGBTQ2 plus kids' right.
Thanks, Prime Minister Trudeau. We really appreciate your insight on that topic. You fucking weirdo. I saw this and look at this. This was just a funny tweet. So, bikini-clad Giselle Bündchen bears baby bump on beachy Christmas vacation with boyfriend Joaquim Valente. And then this guy says, if 6'4" former model and GOAT football player Tom Brady, worth hundreds of millions, can't stop his wife from cheating and getting raw dogged by her martial arts coach, what chance do you have at keeping a woman faithful? I mean, it's a fair question. If Tom Brady can't keep her happy, what are you going to do, bro? Oh, man. To be fair, I think that in that particular situation, Giselle was more famous than Tom Brady. She made more money than Tom Brady, and she probably had a bigger ego than Tom Brady. So that's probably the bigger issue right there, in my humble opinion. So, we'll see. But I'm pretty sure Tom just dodged a bullet when it's all said and done. Okay. Now, another thing that I have not I don't like talking about a lot of these idiots, man. But there's one person that I think is the absolute worst person on Twitter. And I don't understand why people keep retweeting this person and engaging with this person and validating this person, but it's Ian Miles Chong. Ian Miles Chong is the worst person on Twitter. And the Quartering posted this, and I don't know if this is real or not. But, dude, that can't be real. Like, this can't be real. I can't. There's no way this is real. I mean, anyway, Elon, and this is a huge indictment of Elon, man. The fact that Elon basically has just continued to put this guy over on Twitter makes no sense to me. He always responds to Ian Miles Chong. He always retweets him. This guy's always talking about American politics and American way of life. And he's from Malaysia. He's never been to you. And that's fine. I'm not saying you can't have opinions, but he speaks as he is an American. He speaks as he's an American constantly. Elon made that account. Absolutely. The credibility that Elon has given that account drives me crazy, and I just don't understand it. Quartering hates him. Quartering has hated Ian Miles Chong for a long time. A very long time. Speaking of the Quartering, I had to comment on his tweet earlier. And we got to talk about this really quick because I personally think that this is a bad precedent right here. And it's this right here. Community Notes takes another body. And this community note is about Patrick Bet David. And it says Patrick Bet David made his money by founding a predatory multi-level marketing pyramid scheme, which he then used to market himself as a business guru on YouTube. He is essentially a scam artist. I have a lot wrong with this particular community note. And I said as much right here. I don't like this at all. The last sentence is dangerous and proves community notes can be weaponized against anyone. Wikipedia isn't a good source to use for labeling someone. Celebrating this is celebrating the demise of the platform. I don't like it at all. I don't know if Patrick Bet David is a scam artist. That's not my point here. I don't care either way about that. My problem is that community notes is supposed to be there to give further information on a specific topic if disinformation or misinformation is being spread, yada, yada, yada. That's not what the post was about that Patrick Bet David made. So this just means to me that somebody in community notes has a problem with Patrick Bet David, so they weaponize community notes. That's bullshit. Now, if you have a problem with Patrick Bet David, you from your personal account are welcome to comment and call him out, but you shouldn't be weaponizing community notes like that because that can happen to anybody else. Anybody can be called a scammer, a racist, a grifter, a sexist, whatever you want to call somebody, you can call them. Define what scammer is, because hell, all the people that hate me think I'm a scammer or a grifter or whatever. You know what I mean? So, and I know what they're saying is a scammer. I know what the accusations against Patrick Bet David are, but my point is that should not be in a community note. Now, Patrick Bet David has addressed this and says, hey, Elon Musk, I appreciate the value of community notes and its fact-checking misinformation, but this particular note falls short on the platform's stated objectives. It feels more like a personal attack tied to my stance on HB1 visas, resembling the flaws of Wikipedia, where anyone can spread libel or defame someone's character. Doesn't this undermine the integrity of X's commitment to fair and unbiased information? So the point here is that this is the post. He says, as an immigrant from Iran, I saw this as an edge. I don't mind working 80 hours a week. I didn't mind competition. All I wanted was a shot. This used to be the American way. Time to return to it. Take a minute to read. That community note has nothing to do with what he said. That community note has nothing to do with what he said. So that is a weaponized community note where it's essentially, so you can literally apply that to any post that Patrick Bet David makes. He can make a fucking comment on a fucking sports team. And you're like, well, he's a scammer. You don't listen to him. That is bullshit. That's what I don't like about it. So I don't like this at all. This is what happens with community notes. It will destroy somebody people don't like, and then they cheer it on. It's just like anything else. It's the Alex Jones method. Eventually, it's going to come for you, because the moment that your account gets community noted, your post is done. Like it takes all the focus off of your post, and all the focus is right there on the community note. No matter what the fucking community note says, it doesn't matter. It's bullshit. I don't like it. So this seems like somebody basically has just weaponized community notes. That's what it is. But that's my take on it right there. Let's see. Yeah, so just got a bunch of people commenting right there. And I have no allegiance to Patrick Bet David. I don't know Patrick Bet David. He doesn't know me. I don't give a shit about Patrick Bet David. I'm just calling balls and strikes right here. And this could be on anybody's post that's ever done anything wrong or whatever. That does not apply to what he's saying right here. He is making a statement telling people to read this thing. Whether you agree or disagree is completely up to you. As I said right here in the comments, somebody says, yeah, they should not have editorialized it. Just give the facts and leave it. We all know this about him. Yes, let people make up their own mind based on the information provided. The moment they try and sway what I'm supposed to think, I'm immediately going to question everything. Don't tell me, oh, my bad, I didn't move it over. Right here. So the moment you try to tell me what I'm supposed to think, I'm immediately going to not think the thing that you're telling me I'm supposed to think, because you clearly need me to think it for your own personal bias in the situation. And I don't like that at all under any circumstances whatsoever. But the bottom line is I like Patrick Bet-David's podcast. I think he has a good podcast. I'm okay with that. I don't really care. I mean, if he's done something illegal, then he should be dealt with legally. But who am I to say that he's a bad person because he did something multi-level marketing scam? I mean, how many people can be accused of that? I get accused of being a fucking grifter and a scammer every day, and a racist and a sexist. Mostly true, but still, that's what I get accused of every fucking day. Does that make it true or not? It makes it true in the people's eyes that say it, and it doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter what I do. They're always going to call me that shit. So Adrian Curry says, I am an Avon lady, so everyone says I scam people. Okay, you are a scammer if you're a fucking Avon lady. Adrian, where are you at? Let's see if I can highlight your comment. And of course, Gary. Let's see. I'm an Avon lady, so everyone says I scam people. Good stuff right there. All right, where are we at? Diversity and 1.6 is two things. Woke and retarded is the default setting here in Canada. Okay, that's fantastic. Listen, just like a good video on YouTube, all right? Cold opening. Hooked. All right, you have me hooked on the first thing you said. Woke and retarded is the default setting here in Canada. So all I'm saying is I am hooked right there when you say that. I'm like, all right, this is going to be a good super chat. Let's get the popcorn. Let's get settled in. Let's get comfortable. All right, let's start over here. All right, so two things. Woke and retarded is the default setting here in Canada. So all I'm saying is be careful what you wish for. Two, USA wants something from Canada. All right, it's not our oil, it's our water. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Thank you so much. But yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see. I've been following Patrick Bet-David for quite a while. Seems like a stand-up guy. Tries to stay central. I think that Patrick Bet-David is 100% a salesman. That's what he is. He's a salesman. I truly don't know. I don't know what Patrick Bet-David believes. I will say that much. I have no idea what he actually believes. I know that he plays a very good game of fence riding, and he does it a lot better than Tim Pool because he has a far more dynamic personality than Tim Pool. But he essentially does what Tim Pool does, but I think he's better at it than Tim Pool. I just think he has a more powerful personality and a powerful voice. So I have no idea what Patrick Bet-David, the man, actually believes, though. And that's a problem when you're talking about authenticity and all of that. I have no idea what he believes. He believes whatever the story needs him to believe in order to get what he needs out of the story, whether that's a guest, whether that's a panelist, or a business opportunity or something like that. To me, that's who Patrick Bet-David is he's a salesman who has no true opinions out there, at least from my perspective. Let's see. Gary says he talks with people, not at people. That's a good way of putting it, too. That's a good way of putting it. Eddie M says, I think Trump is just trolling Trudeau and seeking better business deals. But if he is serious in conquering other countries, that's some imperialist tyrant shit. We are better than that BS. Well, I don't think that it's that. I don't think it is that at all. Logistically, culturally, I think that there's a lot of reasons why Canada and US does make sense from a certain point of view. So if he is interested in Canada, I mean, it goes back to what the quote from him and Trudeau at Mar-a-Lago, where Trudeau basically said, if you put these tariffs on me, we can't survive. And Trump comes back at him. And he basically says, like, if your country can't survive without ripping off the United States, maybe you just need to become the 51st state. And that's a valid thing to say to a country. Hey, you're literally our neighbor. And if you can't survive without ripping us off, maybe you need to become part of it. That's not like a tyrant or anything like that. So I would disagree, but I understand what you're saying. Jeremy, you're streaming over Geeks Gamers Play. I know. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? We got, it's my fault. I got too much shit going on. I think I streamed over Sports Wars earlier. I streamed over Play. It's never ending. So the Exalted Patriarch for 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, the Exalted Patriarch. I appreciate that. Act Natural says, no to AU. We must join together. Have Canada and Mexico joining the U.S. as states. No other way. I mean, I don't know if I trust Trump. We'll see. Ian says, humbled to be part of CobraCast G&G lore, Jeremy. Hey, man, thank you. There's a great intro you put together, brother. It's a great intro. So that intro we ran tonight, Ian put that together and sent that to me. He did a great job on it. Great storytelling. Sharp says, let me put it this way. If Canada had an electoral college, Justin would have been out in 2019. But yes, Canada is lib. Noted. Piano Dean says, Jeremy, you've only heard my deep thoughts. You've never heard me play piano. This cannot stand. What must we do? I mean, if you really want some piano, I mean, look, we got some piano. All right. We've got a great piano player here. Mama. Not going to play the whole thing, but there you go. So I'm not going to play the whole thing. W. Porter says the swamp is playing 4D chess. Trump is playing 90s Duke Nukem. Dr. Fauci's rancid prison butt says the tirade, let's see, what is it? Is on Trump, Poilievre, and Farage. Let's see. Grand Potato says Trump signed 14 orders in his first week. Was it 14 in his first week? I thought it was more than that on his first day, but maybe I'm wrong. Love Dog says Trump maybe only has 2 years to get everything done. If Dems take back the House in 2026, Jeffries has already vowed to impeach, just like Pelosi. That is true. That's why there's no time to waste. There's no time to waste. Jupiter Knight says if Russia falls, the U.S. must quickly take Siberia and I don't know how to say that one, island immediately. Can't let the hammer and sickle Nimrods get to the south to get anything 199. The Peaceful Bear Beer says, I'm in Brooklyn, New York right now, and I just heard several gunshots. As you said, that holy F, Crown Heights, Lincoln Plaza right now. That's scary, dude. Be safe, brother. Be safe. Nico says, New York voted for this. Let's see. Where are we at? Coalesce says, I don't know, Jeremy. Trudeau is hot, according to X-Ray Girl, worth a vote. Gary, get your diversity hires in line, please. What are we doing, Gary? Get your diversity hires in line. Come on. 8 o'clock says, you know what? We should take Canada for their liberals and Mexico for their conservatives, even things out. Ministry of Brown Thing says, how the hell would that work? We go to freaking war with Canada. They have moose-mounted cavalry. Moose are basically less gay beardo monsters. Axel Jen says, honestly surprised no one has called him Trudy yet. Opener says, you should watch Sam Hyde's response to Elon on X. Warbeer says, make America imperialistic again. Flag Ninja says, freedom fries will always be better than poutine. Gary just says, women. Yeah, I mean, pretty much. So look, just so this is ridiculous right here. And this just kind of shows you the level of nonsense that we're dealing with, though. So you have President Biden basically taking a shot at Trump through Carter's death. And it's pure projection. Listen to this.
America is mourning the loss of Jimmy Carter. The 39th president passed away yesterday at the age of 100. He was the nation's longest living president. A national day of mourning and state funeral are set for January 9th. Both President Joe Biden and President-elect Donald Trump offering moving tributes to Carter. Trump posting in part, quote, while I strongly disagreed with him philosophically and politically, I also realized that he truly loved and respected our country and all it stands for. He worked hard to make America a better place, and for that, I give him my highest respect. Meanwhile,
now I just want you to remember what Trump said about Carter, and then I want you to remember what Joe Biden says about Carter.
Biden addressed the nation from his vacation in the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Jimmy Carter stands as a model of what it means to live a life of meaning and purpose, a life of principle, faith, and humility. His life dedicated to others.
But during Biden's comments, the media appeared to see Biden's remarks as a bit of an opportunity to get a dig in at Trump, and Biden seemed a bit eager to oblige.
Thank you, President Trump to take from President Carter?
Decency. 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 Everybody deserves a shot. Everybody. Can you imagine Jimmy Carter walking by someone who needs something and just keep walking? Can you imagine Jimmy Carter referring to someone by the way they look or the way they talk? I can't.
Okay. First of all, okay, so Trump gives a very respectable, very presidential answer. Even there was disagreements, Trump gave a very, very respectful tweet about it. Biden takes this opportunity to take shots at Trump. So he uses the death of Jimmy Carter to take shots at Trump. Not only that, just to be clear, Trump only insults fat people, generally speaking. That's all. Not a big deal. And I don't think anybody in this chat is going to have a problem with that. So he only insults fat people.
Walking by someone who needs something and just keep walking. Can you imagine Jimmy Carter referring to someone by the way they look or the way they talk? I can't.
Tammy, he was given the opportunity, and he took it with a grin on his face there.
Look, it's a shame and it's embarrassing for Joe Biden. He had that gritted teeth thing that he does. I've said before on this program and other places, and we know for 50 years Joe Biden has been a jerk. So perhaps he should take some of his own advice with what's happened to this country. It was an opportunity, as President Trump, I think, illustrated, to be generous, right? Be generous. American people have made their decision. We're all Americans. We're moving forward. We will disagree politically and philosophically, but it's just a remarkable and a shameful thing to watch. But it is classic Biden. This is what we've been seeing, and it's partly what the American people don't like. You might not agree with Trump's style, but Biden is presented as being, as he was, the unifier and the nice guy.
We all agree with Trump's style, all of us. This ridiculous narrative that Donald Trump is offensive or abrasive is bullshit. This is what America wants. We want a meme president. We want a president that is not politically correct. That's what we want, and that's what we've gotten. And quit sugarcoating this bullshit. But you might not like Trump style. No, we fucking love Trump style. That's why we voted for him. End of discussion. We do like Trump style. So stop with the nonsense that we might not, because we do.
And Scranton Joe, and he's mean and he's a bully, and it's a shame and it's embarrassing and it's unfortunate.
Decency, he said. He goes through gritted teeth there. John, we're delighted to have you with us. Thank you for being here as we look back on the life of the former president and your thoughts on the way the current president reacted there in that moment.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah.
It's so great to be with you. Actually, I think hearing those statements from President Biden, it's part of us wanting to think better of President Carter. President Carter didn't treat President Reagan that way at the end of his time in office. It also reminds us Carter was a good man. He was a smart man, both before his presidency and after his presidency. You might disagree or agree with him, but I think the American people knew he was doing his best and he had the future of the country.
I hope in 20, 30, let's say 50 years, 50. We'll give Trump 50. Yeah, I think Trump's going to live 50 more years. You think so? 50 more years for Trump. So when Trump passes away, do you think he's going to get the same benefit of the doubt? Oh, he was a good man. He was a good man. He's a good man. Think he's going to get the same treatment from the mainstream? Of course, the mainstream will be dead by that point in time, but still.
At heart, he, though, like Biden, had, I think, a failed presidency because they were both defeated by inflation. They were both defeated by foreign policy challenges. With Carter, it was...
No, of course he won't. Of course he won't. Trump will live till he's 199. I think so. You think so? I think 199 that's a good date right there. Trump, yeah, he's easily going to make it to 120 though.
I just feel like a young man. I'm so young. I can't believe it. I'm the youngest person. I am a young, vibrant man. I look at Joe. I don't know about him. I don't know. Macho man, yeah.
Young, vibrant man. All right. So he's going to be fine. There's no need to listen to the rest of this, but I did want to talk about like how it's pure projection on Biden's part. It's pure projection. Biden sitting there after Trump gives a very respectful tweet talking about Jimmy Carter and his life and honoring him respect. Then Joe Biden takes the opportunity to talk bad about President Trump. Unbelievable, man. This man has no idea what's going on. And the media just, it's like anything else, man. I'm on the internet, okay? I know when people send me a super chat trying to get me pulled into some gay drama from YouTube or something, I'm not going to fall for it. I know how that goes. It's fine. You can spend your $5 and send me the super chat. I'm not going to go into the gay drama. That's essentially what the reporters are trying to do. And this man is supposed to be the most popular president in the history of our country. More popular than Barack Obama, more popular than Trump. And one question from a reporter, and he gets baited into the bullshit and bites because he has no clue what he's doing. Insane. But that's where we are. So we'll just leave it at that right there. Now, moving on to a true alpha, let's listen to this. Top 8 hilarious Trump moments. Here we go.
What's the difference between a wet raccoon and Donald J. Trump's hair? A wet raccoon doesn't have $7 billion fucking dollars in the bank.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. That's number 1 right there. Let's see here. We got this one.
This is a tough business to run for
I
president.
know you're a tough guy, Jeb.
And we need to have a leader that is
Real
principled.
tough.
You're never going to be president of the United States by insulting your way to
well,
the
let's see.
presidency.
I'm at 42 and you're at 3. So
Doesn't matter.
far I'm doing better.
Doesn't matter.
So far I'm doing better. You know, you started off over here, Jeb. You're moving over further and further. Pretty soon you're going to be off the end.
This doesn't do a thing to solve the problem.
One at a time.
Doesn't do a thing to solve the problem.
He said pretty soon you're going to be off the end because of the votes. I mean, yeah, because of where he's placing and everything.
The USMCA. Do you accept Matt Whitaker to be involved in the Russia probe? Do you want him?
It's up to him.
Do you want him to rein in Robert Mueller?
What a stupid question that is. What a stupid question. But I watch you a lot. You ask a lot of stupid questions.
That was one of my favorite ones. All right, right here. We all remember this one.
It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Because you'd be in jail.
Secretary Clinton. It's just
it's like the Attitude Era, man. It's like the Attitude Era. Here we go.
There's a group called White Dudes for Harris. Have you seen this? White Dudes for Harris. Anybody know? Are some of you here? White Dudes for Harris. Doesn't sound like it. But I'm not worried about them at all because their wives and their wives' lovers are all voting for me. Every one of those people is voting for me. There's a group.
I wish he would have said wives, boyfriends, but wives, lovers is even funnier, I think.
Proven that we can actually be civil to each other. In fact, just before taking the dais, Hillary accidentally bumped into me, and she very civilly said, "Pardon me."
Yes, it is loud. It is very loud. It's very inconsistent on the volume, so I apologize.
And I very politely replied, let me talk to you about that after I get into office.
All right, I'll have to bump the volume back up for the next one. Inconsistent volumes on these videos. Let's see. Okay, we got this one.
You're a billionaire, though. Why would you not move it here just for having it in America?
Excuse me, because I'm a businessman. Let me just tell you something, and it's very interesting. You're not bringing up anything new. You know, you're acting like you're the great reporter, blah, blah, blah.
The Pew Research, which is independent, says...
Don't be naive. You're a very naive person.
The Pew Research says that there are, for immigrants on the whole,
Come on, try getting it out. Try getting it out.
I'll get it out.
I mean, I don't know if you're going to put this on television, but you don't even know what you're talking about. Try getting it out. Go ahead. Okay.
It's fun when you, it's fun when you, it's fun when you,
And last but not least, this one right here.
The Democrats, ooh, there was a mosquito. I don't want mosquitoes around me. I don't like mosquitoes. I don't like those mosquitoes. I never did. Okay, speaking of mosquitoes, hello, Hillary. How are you doing?
All right, that's the end of that one right there. So we have 4 years of glorious memes that we're going to be getting from President Trump, and it's going to be absolutely fantastic, and I do look forward to it. Now, one thing that's been going around is that everybody's saying that this guy, this Adrian guy, is Elon Musk. It's not Elon Musk, okay? Adrian Dittman or whatever his name is. People are saying like he's Elon Musk. If you've listened to Elon Musk talk, Elon Musk doesn't talk as clear and concise and as eloquent as this Adrian person does. He just doesn't. Okay? So everybody's saying this Adrian guy is Elon. He does sound a lot like Elon, but here they are on a Spaces together. Listen.
Beyond that, you keep repeating that the FEC records are public information. This is true. Yet the policy of the platform that you are seeking to publish it on has standards, and those standards and rules are do not share personal information. And if personal information is contained within the publicly available FEC record and you post that here, obviously you're going to have a problem, right? That is not censorship. Beyond that,
so right here, okay, so that's when people are saying like, oh, this is the same guy or whatever. So now we've got a Twitter Spaces with these guys on them, and I just don't understand how people think that it's the same person. So let's see if I can find it. Is this it right here? So damn it, I thought I had it. But there's a Spaces with both of them on it, and people have shown this like 1,000 times. And I'm trying to find it now. But it's this big thing, this big conspiracy that Elon and this guy, it's Elon's burner account is essentially what people are trying to say. And it's just not, and no, we're not talking about you, Adrian Curry. I know you, every time that the name Adrian gets brought up, you think it's you. But what's funny is that people are like posting this right here. So my son Lil X clinging precariously to my back and yelling monkey rides. And then the Adrian Dittman guy says, you're an amazing father, Elon. Your kids are very lucky to have you. People are like, this is Elon commenting on his own account. And I'm like, no, it's not. What are you guys talking about? But it is funny. It's a funny coincidence when you see that right there. Here we go. So here's them on a Spaces together right here.
Yeah, that's a theory. That's a theory. People think I'm legitimately your clone. There's been theories that I'm one of your Neuralink experiments. Can you like clarify that I'm not one of your Neuralink experiments, or maybe I am and I wouldn't realize it? Because that shit's vast. How are your monkeys?
Well,
how are your monkeys? I don't know. How's the test subject?
Well, the weird thing is you even ask questions in the way that I would ask questions.
It does sound like Elon, though. Holy shit, it sounds like Elon big time.
autism.
And your sense of humor is quite similar sense of humor. It's eerie.
Yeah, I know. I still remember the first time. God. Oh God. I still remember the first time. I still remember the first time when the first time I found out about you was actually in early 2016. This is when I watched SpaceX rocket engine experimentations on YouTube.
Holy shit! Wait a minute. I thought that was Elon talking about the Adrian guy, but it was This is fucking wild, bro. This is wild. It really is.
I was like, man, this is the coolest shit I've ever seen. It's going to be next all day. And a significant other actually showed me a video clip of you and said, hey, bro, this guy sounds like an older version of you. I'm like, what are you fucking talking about? Here, this guy, look at him. He's talking about hydrogen. what do you mean he's talking about hydrogen? I listened to this and I was like, what the fuck is going on? So this is the first time I realized that something's not quite right with this world. Probably is like a bug in the simulation. And even if there is one, I'm pretty sure I cause a lot of disruption. Recently, as I'm sure you're aware, there's a mass meltdown. There's like an account that's doing rage farming. So like, it's so good. Like these people, what they've done is they're trying to pin on you that you've.
I can't tell which one's which right now. This is fucking crazy. It really is. I don't think it's Elon. A lot of people think it's Elon. But on that note, some people think this could be the answer right here. Adrian Dittman, Elon Musk. Maybe. Okay, this could be. This could be it right here, okay? One sounds like Elon and the other sounds like Mahler imitating Elon. That is true. The Adrian Dittman guy does sound like Mahler. So, I don't know, man. I don't think it's Elon, but it does. I've heard that Adrian Dittman in some spaces before, and I'm like, dude, that sounds just like Elon Musk. So, funny stuff. But let's see where we're at. Flag Ninja says, I got that one. Bo Briscoe says, people need to get over streamers streaming over one another. It's not fucking TBS. Streamers don't own time slots. Just watch the VOD afterwards. If you miss it, hail Jeremy, F. Ryan, and his forehead. Thank you. I think it's a meme anyway, for the most part. When people come in like, oh, so-and-so's live, it's just a meme. So I don't think they're like seriously like saying it. Sometimes they do, but it's just a meme. Maybe it's Mahler. It could be Mahler. You got to ask him his opinion on Interstellar, and you'll find out if it's Mahler or not. Grant Potato says the wax mannequin of Biden escaped the wax museum. Dean H says it has been estimated that Biden has been on vacation 580 plus days of the 1,400 plus days that he's been president. 40%. Wow. It's honestly, it's sad because it's not surprising. Laughing Man says, I'm always serious. I know that. I know you are. Bo says, Adrian sounds more like Mahler than Elon. Storm Shadow says, Elon is to Adrian as verbal is to Kaiser's own. Ministry of Wrong Think says, Grok going self-aware and talking to his dad is wild. Dean H says, Adrian and Elon separated at birth. Axel Jesse says, Elon is alone using 2 phones to talk to himself. Elon is a wild character, man. He really is. Vault 95 says, gaming question. Can you suggest a controller for Steam games on PC? One more follower, and I can Steam games on Rumble LFG. Xbox controller. It's going to be compatible with everything. Just get you an Xbox One controller, and it's a good controller. So, I mean, that would be my suggestion. If anybody else has any other suggestions, but I suggest going with an Xbox One controller personally. True Mr. Gentleman says Trump's 51st state stuff is power play similar to what he did with North Korea. It means it's a means of establishing dominance and making Canada's Liberal Party no longer act the way it has. Let's see. The PS4 pad works too. I do occasionally. Sometimes the PS5 controller is a little janky trying to connect it to PC, but the Xbox One controller, it connects immediately. I have no problems with it whatsoever. Vault 95 says, if you're on Rumble mobile, be sure to drop the chat for a moment and smack the bottom on like to help Jeremy's algorithm. Thank you. I appreciate that. And hail to the Rumble chat. So after January 20th, and again, I'm trying to figure everything out, but like, I really want to go video mode for Geeks and Gamers and for this channel. That's not to say I won't live stream, because I will live stream. I just don't know if it's going to be as frequent as I have been over the past year, because I have been live streaming myself like crazy between Geeks and Gamers, gaming streams, and CobraCast. I want to get more videos out because I can get more coverage of stuff, because I think it's going to be a lot. So I've got to find a balance. So I will be live streaming. I just don't know if I'm not going to be 5 days a week, 7 days a week like I was. But after January 20th, we will see. But I want to make more videos for this channel and for Geeks and Gamers, because I want to grow these channels and get more information out there. So, we'll see. Good night, Adrian. She says, good night, kids. I'm going to go watch my 600-pound life and eat ginger cookies. Thank you, Adrian. Have a good night. We appreciate you. Let's see. Where are we at? Chris is even making more videos than Jeremy. That is true. That is true. Same millennial with 5 gifted memberships. Look at that. We've had a lot of gifties tonight. That's awesome. Sola Felix says, Jeremy is a fig. That is all. Thank you, Sola. Appreciate that. And now they are live over on Geeks Gamers Play. If you guys want to go over there and hang out, I may try to pop in over there. I think they're playing Among Us, if I'm not mistaken. And so I'll probably try to hop in there, but it's hard to jump into an Among Us match without, I have to wait for everything to start over. And then tomorrow is New Year's Eve. So we will have Tuesday night's main event. And I don't know what I'm going to do in terms of, it might be a gaming stream to bring in the new year, or I might just do a CobraCast. I have not decided yet. This has been the best year ever for this channel. This has been the best year ever for Geeks and Gamers channel. And I really appreciate the fact that all of you have made this possible. I don't want this to be the last CobraCast of the year. So I might have to go live tomorrow night just to celebrate the new year. What do you think? CobraCast 8 days a week, says Laughing Man. Bo says, let Ryan J guest run Geeks and Gamers Daily while you do videos, then just jump on when you have a free hour or two. That is part of the discussions too. Jeremy's social battery is low. It's actually not low. It's just that I want to make more videos. I just want to make more videos because that's the way you grow channels. They're playing Among Us. Thank you, Just G. I appreciate it. Let's close out and start a new year with CobraCast. I'll probably do that. You're going live tomorrow for main event. Yes, so we'll have main event, but I'm saying like to actually go live during the new year, I think I'll probably do it here for CobraCast. Because you guys have given me an unbelievable year in 2024. And I think the best way to close out the year is to be live with the people here in the snake pit. That's the best way to do it. So that's probably what we're going to do. So let's see. You think Trump likes GB? What do you mean GB? Green Bay? The Green Bay Packers? He's not a Packers fan. All night stream on New Year's Eve. Let's see. What is CobraCast IRL's New Year's time zone? I'm in Central time zone. I'm in the Central time zone. But we can celebrate Eastern. We can celebrate. We don't celebrate Western time zone. That's California. Fuck all that. I'm kidding. I love our California audience. I'm kidding. Let's see. Grim Potato says, make more videos is code for slacking off and playing Fortnite and COD. No, it's like, if you look at the subscriber growth on both channels. Like, well, I will say, thanks to Jay Hailstorm, he's had some banger shorts for this channel, and the subs have been crazy good lately. But for Geeks and Gamers, the subs have kind of just dropped off. I want to hit 1 million subscribers on that channel, and the only way to do that is for me to go into the video grind and make a lot of fucking videos. A lot. Let's see. Give the 95% of chat some eye candy. Do I have? I got to see if I got anything bookmarked. You know, I typically, let's see here. What do I have? You know, not that one. I don't have anything pulled up. Again, I guess we could just, it does auto-populate, doesn't it? So, chat demands eye candy. Okay. All right. Everything is R-rated. That's like I search I just search name. It's like there's a bunch of stuff I can't even fucking put on here. All right, there we go. Is that good? Nah, hang on. Holy crap. AI is out of control, bro. Okay. There you go, chat. You happy with that one, chat? Okay. There you go. All right. Enjoy the view while I read some more super chats. Axel Jensen says Tuesday night's main event, New Year's party. Let's fucking go. Elite Neo says, I was about to ask if you were going to a Pelican drop tomorrow, but evidently they're not doing it this year due to budgetary constraints. Laughing my ass off. Really? That's funny as hell. Yeah, but I'm gonna be live streaming all day long. So, but yes. So hail to Sydney Sweeney. You know, Sydney Sweeney, very, very good personality. We appreciate her. And let me set up the raid. So we're going to raid the Geeks Gamers Play chat. So if you guys, I'll join in. I don't know who all they have over there right now, but we're going to go over there. I'm going to hang out with them. So Henry Cavill, please. I don't have Henry Cavill bookmarked. I know, shocked. But I mean, I did have for the ladies. Hang on, I think I got something for the ladies. Hold on, ladies. Let's see here. Give me a minute. I think the ladies. Now, you guys, ladies, just hold on. Just calm down a little bit, okay? Don't go crazy on me, okay? So, let's see here. Where is? There's a lot of bookmarks. I wish bookmarks were a little bit easier to search through. But at least you ladies know I'm trying. I'm trying, okay? I know for a fact that I had one for you. I think I showed it the last CobraCast, though. Yeah, here we go. All right, ladies. Here you go. All right, here we go, ladies. Here you go. There it is, ladies. You're welcome. You're welcome, ladies. All right. One more time. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. Oh, shit. All right. So we're going to end it there. Let's see. Commander USK says, send money again so you answer my previous. Do you think Donald J. Oh, that's great. I didn't know what you meant by that. I'm so sorry. I didn't know if there was a joke or what. The only GB I knew was Green Bay. So I didn't know what you meant by that. I mean, I'm sure he does. I can't speak to any. I've never been to Great Britain, so I have no direct knowledge. But yeah, my apologies. I wasn't trying to intentionally ignore your question. I just didn't know what GB meant, so I just went with Green Bay. So that's all I did. I missed true Mr. Gentleman's Rumble rant. No, I didn't. Dollar. Trump's 51st state stuff is a power play, similar to what he did with North Korea. I read that one earlier. Let's see. Yeah, I read that one earlier, though. It means it's a means of establishing dominance and making Canada's Liberal Party no longer act the way it has. Yes, I did read that one. 6'3", 215 pounds. All right, guys, if you want to come hang out with us over on Geeks Gamers Play, I'll see you over there. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great evening. And we will talk to all of you later. Tomorrow is New Year's. So we're going to have Geeks and Gamers Daily. You're going to have Tuesday night's main event. And then some type of stream, probably on this channel. I don't know. I may play video games. We may just talk. We may whatever. We're going to have fun. So we shall see. But thank you all so much. Have a good evening. I'll see you over on the Geeks and Gamers Play chat. Bye, everyone.